listen to some of the testimonials and stuff. And no, I mean, you never know until you try. But what do you have to lose? The little things that I've been noticing, like bending down and stuff like that. Just not really thinking about it, and I would just basically throw my body on my beanbag and then roll on the ground to get in the positions. But it's just stuff like that. I don't have to. I don't even think about doing it anymore.
Why don't we get started by maybe you tell us a little bit more about your background, like where you're from, what you do, and how long you've been dealing with your chronic low back problem.
Well, right now, I've been working as a paralegal, so I'm sitting at my desk all day pretty much. Well, I feel like I've never been flexible or anything, always, stiff. I can't even remember. About 7 years ago, maybe I had my first real problems with my back. Had like some sciatica pretty bad. I couldn't walk much, except for essential stuff I had to move for. I couldn't walk much without, there's a ton of pain that lasted about, I think it was like 3 weeks or so. And then I was doing some physical therapy, which helped at the time. I did yoga for a while. That helped a little bit, but I mean, I've always still had some problems with back pain, usually pain waking up in the morning and stuff. And then I don't know, I've just been trying to find something to help me the past few years. So it's been good so far. Been no pain, basically no pain for, since I've been getting into it. So you just gotta stay consistent and everything.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So what would you say your pain level where we work together versus your pain level right now?
Well, before I was I don't know, I feel like I was getting really tight. That's why I was starting to look around for some stuff. I was waking up, it was nothing too crazy, but like a 3 or 4 pain in the morning, and just learning to deal with that. But after probably a couple weeks, not really any pain, some stiffness and stuff, but I had flare up a little bit at one point, but just stay consistent, hit the exercises like I was supposed to, and then it pretty much went away after a few days, and I've been, keeping consistent ever since.
All right, awesome. And so what would you say like your biggest challenge on your journey before we work together?
Uh, I guess just the biggest challenge is trying to find something that works, all the time. Because I don't know, I was just doing, standard stretches and stuff, and some yoga I would find online, but nothing was working that great.
Yeah, for sure, man. Since you mentioned that, so what would you say the biggest difference between the exercises we do versus all the exercise you try with your physiotherapy, yoga, or all kind of stretching you see online?
Well, it's got a lot to do with breathing. I mean, I'm not like it's not like very intensive or anything. Like maybe a lot of yoga positions can be. You just gotta have the technique right, basically, and know, just listen to the directions, and you get the hang of it after a few weeks, and just gotta stay consistent with the breathing, do everything slow.
Yeah, for sure, man. What about the asymmetrical perspective, like the exercise you do on the right versus all the exercise you do on your left?
Um, well, it's just I don't know, it's just interesting that you don't have to do the same thing on both sides. I definitely always did that with all my stretches, and it's just the more knowledge you get, you know what works better and what you need to do.
Yeah. And what about the shoe selection part as well?
I got the recommended shoes, and well, they're very comfortable, and pretty much wearing them every chance I get. And yeah, I mean, I haven't it's just been helping. I haven't noticed it hasn't gotten worse since the shoes or whatever, but they're comfortable. I love wearing them, and I feel supported while I'm walking around in them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so what would you say, getting out of getting out of this pain to do anything with your, I would say, quality of life?
The little things that I've been noticing, like just the way I'm bending down and stuff like that, just not really thinking about it. And like whenever I used to stretch, I always remember, like I would get up in the morning and do some stretches sometimes, and I would just basically throw my body on my beanbag and then roll on the ground to get in the positions. But it's just stuff like that, I don't even think about doing it anymore. So yeah, I mean, definitely haven't noticed any pain sitting on the floor or anything. Just not on my mind at all. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, I think one thing I do want to touch on this a little bit more is I know you and me and Max, we have that conversation before you join a program, right? So, like, what would you say your mindset before you join a program? Like, are you pretty skeptical? I mean, you're trying all kinds of stuff and you've been having this for 7 years, right? So, like, what was your mindset before joining the program?
um, definitely skeptical of well, pretty much a lot of stuff you see online these days, any type of programs. But you'll never know until you try it. So you just gotta, I did seemed like a good plan. You seemed like you knew what you were talking about going into it and everything. But you just, you're always going to be a little skeptical before you try it, but you just got to go for it.
Yeah, man. So, what would you want to say to those people who are maybe watching or listening to this right now? They're on the fence about joining a program and looking for a leg up.
Well, I would say it's working. So hopefully you can just, you believe everything you're hearing. You just got to stay consistent. As long as you're consistent, doing all the technique right properly, like you instruct everyone in the program. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to work for you. So,
Cool, man. Either anything else you want to add at the end?
no, I mean, you never know until you try, but what do you have to lose? You may be on the fence about the investment that it takes to join, but definitely worth it.